10 years ago today, Baghdad fell to American-led forces and the iconic statue of Saddam Hussein crumbled alongside. Clifton Roberts was serving in the Marines off Middle Eastern shores at the time the statue fell. Clifton Roberts is now the president of Santa Fe's Collegiate Veterans Society and is a student at Santa Fe College in Gainesville, Florida. Roberts owns a piece of the statue and says it was given to him as a gift.
We had infantry Marines that were boots on the ground over there. And they all just came back to the boat the week after it happened with just boxes and boxes just full of the pieces of the statue.
Roberts says the statue was broken into little bits and that the piece he owns is hardly recognizable for the international symbol it once stood for.
That was actually a surprise to us. It just, somebody had run into our shop one day and said they've got pieces of the statue down on the hangar deck. So we all ran down there and there they were, just lying on the floor of the hangar deck, just these boxes just full of these they look like nothing. They look like just pieces of rock, but we could see where it was smooth in some places, and we could see parts of the texture that we could tell came from a statue.
For Roberts, having a piece of the statue is like owning a small shard of history.
They were basically just handed out to all the Marines that were on the boat, just so we could have a little piece of what happened, because we understood then that that was history being made. I mean, for us, that was like the Berlin Wall falling. I mean, it was that big of a deal to us.
10 years after the fall, Roberts says the statue not only represented the U.S.'s dominance over Baghdad, but also the beginning of a fallen regime.
For us, it was just visually seeing the fall of a regime. I mean, basically, it was just, and you couldn't have captured it better at that moment, and just seeing this huge, god-awful, ugly statue just crumbling to the ground.
Today, the piece of statue that belongs to Roberts is hidden in a place known by few.
I keep it on a shelf in my apartment, actually, and I don't have it out where everybody can see it. It's just right where I know where it is. Besides my fiance, you might be the first person I've actually told that I have it.
His fiance, and now the rest of us, know the story behind this interesting piece that now sits on a shelf in North Central Florida. For Florida's 89.1 WUFT-FM, I'm Leah Harding.